Day 2 of gutting the van. My door latch cord cable come in today, but I couldn't find a torque bit to fit that, so I had to order some torque bits. Anyways, I got quite a bit done. I've been using the back of the van to store tools overnight. I started to take the rear seat out. I got the screw over there, the first screw and bolt over there out. Started on this one and it literally turned into a nightmare. I had tried for like 3 or 4 hours today to get this one out, and the bolts are just so rusted. Putting anything on it don't seem to help. Then vice grips on the bottom because there's a nut down here, so you got to hold the nut and turn the screw that's inside the van. It just was not going very good. So then, after getting mad at that, I was like, I ain't gonna be able to take those other screws out bolts out until I get somebody here to help me. So I come up and I took the front seats out of the center aisle here, and I started on the ceiling. I got all the ceiling out. That was a job. You have no idea. I have all the trim off of the sides also, and as soon as I get that seat out, I can start taking those sides down. Now, one thing, you have this like storage box up here, and I was actually going to take it out, and then what I realized is the original Ford van. Let me see if I can get this back here where you can see it. Basically, the factory van is cut off. The roof is cut off right here. So there's like 2 foot of the factory roof in that direction. And then you have the same thing up here where this is at. The factory roof is actually right here. So it's not like they don't cut the roof to match the whole new top. They left like 2 foot back there and probably 2 foot there. So I'm probably going to leave this bin for storage and maybe change that wooden plate that's up there out for something that looks better. And then that one back there I'm going to have to leave for storage also, because there's not really any way around it. But I went ahead and left the wooden beams in the top they put up there, mostly because that's one less thing I have to do when I go to do that stuff. Looks like they use Reflectix pretty much everywhere, and styrofoam. That's all they use to insulate it, and not in all the places, just in a few places really, because I never took any insulation out of these tops and didn't take out really a whole lot of styrofoam either. And right there is actually the fiberglass top. So you can see there was some styrofoam up here, which I think was mostly to keep like this from rattling against that, because it was actually, you know, between the wood and the styrofoam. And then there was some styrofoam like right here in the center, and some styrofoam back there, and like there was a big swath here that didn't have any styrofoam. So I don't know why. Nothing on this side, nothing on this side. But anyways, taking a lot longer. There's also a rear air conditioner. That could be problematic. Let me tell you why. I want to take it out, but I have to figure out how to bypass it up front in the engine compartment. So I might have to like order some hoses for a non-rear air conditioned unit. And all that mess right there is from the power control center that used to be right there. And anyways, it's going to be fun, no matter how you look at it. After I started tearing it out though, I'll be honest with you, it was such a pain in the butt. I nearly thought, man, maybe I should have just left the sides and the roof alone and took the seats out and then built around what was already here. But it's not insulated very good, so that was kind of what I was going to assume the way it was, and sure enough it was. There's the TV and the VCR and stuff that come out from up there. I just set them on that seat. instead of putting them outside. So anyways, I've literally been all day since 8:30 this morning working on this, and it is 8 p.m. tonight, so it took 12 hours. Reason why I'm telling you that, I'm actually keeping track of how long it takes me to build out this van and the exact cost. So anyways, thanks for watching. Finally got that bolt out. Let me tell you what happened. The bolt is in the top and the nut is underneath the van, and I couldn't get vice grips or anything to hold on to the nut. They just kept falling off, and wrenches and impact sockets. I literally tried everything, and eventually both the nut and the top of the head of the bolt were stripped and rounded over. So I had to take a more drastic approach, which was cut the bolt out. Now there's bolts in all of these seat belts. There's 4 bolts in the rear seat, and that's the only ones I got left to do before I can finish gutting the inside. And basically they're just so rusted, and they're grade 8 bolts, and even using like WD-40 and stuff like that just wasn't working at all. So if I gotta grind them out, I'll just have to grind them out. It's just the way it goes. Okay, so I got it down almost to the floor. I just took scissors and cut the carpet along there. I got all the wiring harness down that was in the ceiling and going back to the back storage area and also into the front storage area tore out. The wires that go into the front, they only go to this switch in your two mirrors. So if you want to keep those, you're going to have to figure out a way to make that work. Now, all of these parts where the body was cut out, that was actually done by whoever customized the van. So the sidewalls are actually pretty thin. You can see it really good over here too, where they cut it out. There's some other things I gotta maybe get rid of, this plastic thing. You can see where they cut the roof off up here. And also back here to make this storage area. I'm gonna leave that storage area. I actually kind of like that. I may end up getting rid of it, but for right now it's gonna stay because there's no way around it. You can see back in here, maybe. I can't tell what you can see or not see. Yeah, so you basically got this fiberglass top, and then the top of the roof van is cut out, but it's not cut all the way out to the back. And the front's done the exact same way. You can probably see it better. So that's just the standard roof to the van right there. But it covers the whole entire cab, which would be good for rollover protection. And then they have basically a headliner just screwed into the metal frame. But I got to remove the air conditioner, the rear air conditioner, and the heater lines. I got parts coming through that from Amazon. For now, I kept the original factory blinds. They're up here. I kept a couple of the lights because there are a couple of holes in the cab ceiling. I might actually put those lights back in just as to have some kind of interior lights without lighting up the whole van. And there was a whole bunch of reflectix that was in the van and the ceilings and around the air conditioning stuff. I kept it. Most of the other insulation that was in the walls, or all the insulation that was in the walls, I tore out. All the insulation that was in the ceiling, I tore out. And I'm going in with all new for that. You have to be careful because all the wiring starts right here and then goes either up and into the ceiling or other places. Some of this is factory wiring, like you can't get rid of some of this. As an example, I might actually be able to get rid of these. I'll have to check that out. But this right here goes back to your brake system. So if you get rid of this, you got rid of your brake lines inadvertently. A lot of the wiring has to do with the air conditioning and like the mood lights and all that stuff. This box right here, I'm not sure what that's for yet. I'm gonna take a snapshot picture of that and try to look the code up online to see if it's important, if I can get rid of it. It says TRW, so that means that's a Ford factory part more than likely and not like an aftermarket part by whoever customized the van. So we'll just have to wait and see. But anyways, made quite a bit of progress. Tomorrow I got to get tires put on it. Then the day after that, I got to load everything back up in the van that I took out and take it to the dump, because there's actually a birthday party coming out here Saturday, and I've literally got all this van sitting on my patio, all the seats, all the side panels, all the wood. And then after this weekend, I guess I'll start patching the holes in the floor and that sort of thing. And start getting the insulation and stuff in. So that's kind of where we're at. I left the original factory slats up there just because the way this is put together, you got a fiberglass top. It's got a single metal reinforced bar. That's basically just crazy how they put this in here, but it's lasted this long. But anyway, so what I'm getting at is these metal slats are pretty much all the way up against this metal bar. You can't take the metal bar out. And that puts it, I'm guessing the height with the carpet and everything removed. I don't have the padding removed yet, but the height with the carpet and everything removed in the front is probably close to 5'7". And in the back it's probably more like 5'5". So you can't really, I mean, I'm short, I'm 5'7". I can stand up pretty much all the way in the front, but as I start to walk back, my head starts to hit. And then it just gradually gets worse and worse. So I can stand up all the way up here by the driver and passenger front seat, but by the time I get to the back, I got to stoop down a little bit. But other than that, that's kind of where we stand. And I can't wait to get this built and done and out of here. Anyways, so after gutting the van, I got to take all this stuff to a landfill. It's a Saturday. It's been raining like all week. Some of the stuff I loaded up in this is soaking wet. I loaded it up like 2 days ago. I left the windows cracked because the daytime temperatures would get hot, and then to kind of let some of the moisture out. But you know, sometimes you just don't really have a choice of when you do things, and this is one of those situations. I wish everything would have been dry, and I wish it wouldn't be raining today. But so we're off to the landfill. I'm telling you, the total weight of what I got it out of this is probably, shoot, I don't know, 700-800 pounds. I'm hoping they give me a weight ticket so we find out exactly how much. So I'll update after I get this unloaded, and thanks for watching. Got everything unloaded at the landfill. It costs $47 to dispose of this. I guess that's not too bad. Took me a little bit of time to unload it by myself. Now we're headed home to pick up something, and then I gotta go get the insulation for the floor, and I'm gonna do the insulation and maybe the plywood if the prices aren't too ungodly. So that's where we're at. Thanks for watching.